Welcome to Gamers Platform.
Yeah! Good. Oh, baby! Look at that!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Gamers Platform, the only place to be for all your gaming needs. I'm Adam Wolf, and today I've got something very special for you. It's the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. I didn't even hear anything about this. It just showed up, and everybody's playing it. I just saw a bunch of videos on it in my YouTube feed, and I'm like, damn, I wish I got to play this like these guys did, because, you know, they're bigger YouTubers than I am, and they got a chance to play it. Well, lo and behold, Square Enix decided to release it for everybody. So I can't wait to get into this. Apparently people's minds are being blown, and I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy. Always have, well, not always, but, you know, I've been since like 1997 when the original Final Fantasy VII came out. That was my very first Final Fantasy game. So this is a big deal for me, and I can't wait to get into it. So let's get game.
Get down here, Merc.
Okay, so first and foremost, nice transition. I love that transition. I dare say that beginning part, I don't think it was in real time. It didn't look like it was in real time, but they definitely changed up the intro a little bit there with Eris. Or Aerith, or Ares, or however you want to say her name. But either way, it was a fantastic intro cinematic, and those boxes are moving by themselves. I don't know what to do. I'll knock them over. Nice, they got physics. So this looks exactly like we have been seeing. There may or may not have been either degradations or improvements over the last little bit. You can see actually some artifacting in his hair. I imagine they're probably using some sort of maybe temporal anti-aliasing, and it TAA doesn't really react well with hair, but it was brilliant. A great way to transition. You know, puff of smoke coming from the train and then into gameplay. Loved it. This looks fantastic. It is being built on the Unreal Engine, and as you all know, Unreal Engine is just sick. It's a fantastic, absolutely fantastic engine to choose. I guess they chose the Unreal Engine just because building their own proprietary engine would have been a lot longer, you know, and why not use something that was already tried and true and tested. This is out on PlayStation 4 right now, only on PlayStation 4 at the moment, and it's looking like that's really only its release is PlayStation 4. So if you want to give it a try for yourselves, you can download it right now, and let's get into it. The really cool part... Oh.
Who goes there?
I would really love to play this in Japanese. That would be fantastic. So, as you can see, brand new system of combat. They're using something probably very similar, if not exactly the same as Final Fantasy 15, which is okay with me. I absolutely enjoyed Final Fantasy 15's combat system. However, they do give you an option to go back to Classic, which is pretty awesome. You can play it in the new way or you can play it in the classic way. It's great. So, all right, use square to attack with Cloud Sword. Hold square to unleash an attack capable of hitting multiple enemies nearby or nearby enemies.
You're coming with us. Nice
so,
and easy.
I'm really okay with the real-time battle sequence. The active time battle, or ATB, that is a thing of the past, and you know, it's a great mechanic to have in games that we love from yesteryear, but
Have fun.
it is still, we gotta progress forward, and this feels great. It looks great, it feels great. So, okay, so they still have an ATB gauge, but generally it's all real-time combat. I actually didn't know they had an ATB gauge. But it's used in a different manner, it looks like, in this sense. The ATB gauge fills as time passes, and by attacking with square. Once a bar is filled, your character can perform special actions. Charges can be used immediately or saved. Try attacking the enemy to fill the gauge.
Freeze! Move and we shoot.
I'm moving a lot, actually, right now. You can expend ATB gauge charges to perform battle commands such as using abilities, magic, or items. Press X and try using one of your commands. Okay, so that's just page.
Enough of this.
Okay, alright. Time slows down. It doesn't freeze, but it slows down, which is good. Braver? Why not?
Sorry.
Nice.
That it?
Gorgeous particle effects. I love the Unreal Engine for its particle effects. When not in battle, you can check the map, open menus, and view various kinds of information. Use options to open the main menu. Press the touchpad to access the map and check your various objectives. When the looks like chevron icon appears, you move your character close to it to automatically jump, crouch, or perform whatever other action is required. Nice. So, kind of taking that out of our hands. No big deal. We don't need to do every single thing.
Drop the weapon.
Now, I chose the normal difficulty.
Yeah, what he said.
I love how they don't pay any attention to them saying things behind their back. They just immediately go for me. You can defend against enemy attacks by pressing R1 to guard or circle to evade. A successful guard reduces the amount of damage suffered and also charges your ATB gauge. Oh, that's
You're
nice.
coming with us.
Let's try this out. Oh, blocked it. Alright, so it looks like it definitely auto-targets, maybe? Does it switch targets? It kind of switches targets if they're, like, in front of you. Okay, that's not bad.
Whatever.
I'm guessing the pressured is kind of like, you know, hey, they're weakened or something.
You're mine. Steady. Nope.
This feels really good, though. The combat feels so responsive and fluid. There's no input latency whatsoever. It is capped at 30 frames a second, but I'm actually kind of an advocate for a good 30 FPS. I don't have a problem with that. I love the motion blur. I don't know if they're using per pixel or per object motion blur, but it looks great. It's very subtle, but it's enough to, you know, so you can see it, and it makes the motions look really smooth. Use triangle to open chests or doors, or to talk to people. If you see the word hold, then you need to hold down triangle rather than just pressing it. So, nice to see. We're going back to the good old just push the button and things happen method. I am so sick of games these days. Hey, hold this button to open this chest or do anything. They did a combination of the two. You can either hold triangle if it requires it, or you can just press it. If you find boxes with the Shinra logo, press square to smash them with your sword. They may contain useful items such as potions that restore HP or Mako shards that restore MP. Mako shards, that's brand new. That was not in the original game. Oh, no, okay. The red ones are... That's weird. I kind of expected the blue ones to be the Mako shards, because blue MP, you kind of associate it with blue for some reason. There we go. But that's a potion, so...
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
Who did they get to... I wonder who they got to play Cloud, actually. I don't know if they... I'm gonna have to hold this up in a second, but...
People notice first.
Okay, this is cool. They have conversations while you're kind of roaming around here.
Say you're not even reading
Got a little compass at the top to show you where you need to go. That's nice and handy.
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Wedge.
You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gill.
Okay, so I just found out who they... I told you I'd pull it up. Cody Christian plays Cloud. Not familiar with him. And John Eric Bentley plays Barrett. And he's been in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Red Dead Redemption 2, Black Ops 4. So he's had quite the storied history for video game voiceovers. But this Cody Christian... not so much, but that's pretty cool. He's sounds pretty good so far. You can press R3 to lock onto a specific target. Press R3 again to unlock. While locked onto a target, you can use R or left and right on the D-pad to switch between multiple targets.
Get him, boy.
Okay, well. Got stuck, doggy. Oh, he's a little bit tougher. So basically, it's yeah, that whole pressure thing is the stagger. It's the stagger meter in this game. There you go. And then we're gonna do a nice little braver on the guard dog. Wow. I love. Again, this is just gonna come back to the fluidity of the movements. It's so responsive that, and the fact that I can just on the fly choose to do an ability to use my ATV gauge. That's fantastic. In the middle of combat, it's great. Now, as far as the environment goes, very nice, detailed. I'm trying to be, what is the word? Objective here. I'm not subjective. I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be, you know, I'm a huge fan of the game, but I'm trying to look at this from an analysis sort of perspective. The environment looks good. It does, I don't know, like the lighting's good, but it does feel a bit, I can see jagged edges. So I'm not sure if the anti-aliasing method that they're using is gonna work. I'm actually kind of a big fan of the multi-sample anti-aliasing method. It's just a nicer look. TAA is cheaper, and it gives you some really good results in a lot of situations. But in this case, I'm seeing a lot of jagged edges even at the distance here, so you can see a lot of artifacting. And maybe not jagged edges, but artifacting going on. Even up close, you can see it when the camera moves. You can see the little flickers in between the chain links here. So it doesn't look great, but that's why the motion blur is necessary, because it kind of hides some of those mistakes if the motion blur is active. You know, you can see it on the character. The character now looks a lot smoother because of the motion blur. But if you know, again, the best thing to look at is the hair. The hair is, you know, it shines through, especially when you use a light as a background. It's very obvious, and so hopefully they'll clean that up by the time it's released. But the first part comes out in April 10th, so it's gonna be something. And if you didn't already know, it's only been mentioned a million times. They're doing an episodic release. Lord knows why. I don't know. I think it's a big mistake, because while yes, games are kind of large these days in terms of their size, like Red Dead Redemption 2 was something of 120 gigs. Bigger hard drives are getting cheaper. I mean, recently I saw an external drive, 5 terabytes for $100 on a sale, so that's pretty awesome. Ooh, you see that ghosting? Look at that ghosting right there on the railing, that is. So I don't even need to run around. I just look at that, just the trail being left behind. It's very distracting, actually. So yeah, like, I don't know why they can't just release the entire game. This particular demo was like only 7 gigs in size, and I say only, but you know, apparently it's like an hour's worth of game. So
not so fast. We've got company.
So, you know, for an hour to only be 7 gigs, and I say only, that's not that bad, you know? Now, I wonder if I can just, I wonder if I can just hold square to keep attacking. Punisher mode, what is that? Oh, that's sick, dude. You can change stances, basically. Let's try focus thrust. There you go. That was actually pretty nice. So, it seems like operator mode might actually be, or Punisher mode might actually be quicker. So, your motions are a lot faster, so it's basically a fast attack method. Whereas the operator mode is a little bit more strong attacks, or maybe just more methodical attacks. I don't know. Okay, yeah, so you got operator mode. Oh, no. Oh, this is, no, never mind. So Punisher mode is definitely definitely the strong attack.
That's that.
They died a lot faster with operator mode, or Punisher mode, excuse me. So, revert that. Punisher's strong attacks, operator is light and quick. Pretty cool, man. I like it. Different stances. Change up your play style a little bit depending on the way you like to play. Oop, there we go. There's the first hold. I'm not sure why they added that in or they put that in. Hey, anybody remember this? Huh? Yeah. I mean, it's the first mission. I mean, so one mission, 7 gigs only. I mean, this is a game that's, well, traditionally on the original PlayStation 3, 3 discs.
Soldiers may attack on command.
PlayStation 1, that is, not PlayStation 3.
Guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
Alright, so I'm going to try not to speak over the cinematics. I'll probably cut out that last part, but yeah. It's only the bombing mission, but it's still like 7 gigs for like an hour of gameplay. It's not bad. So, I mean, I've got a 1 terabyte on my internal drive in my PS4, and I've got a 4 terabyte external. They could just release the whole freaking game. So, sad to say, I will not be buying this when it comes out. I will be waiting for everything to release first and then buy it.
I'm watching you.
Are you? With those glasses on? It's dark in here.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
Oh, Jesse, you're so innocent.
In 3, 2... Damn, I'm good.
Who's there? Door! Oh, wait! It's over!
That's my line.
Nice. Loving the orchestration. The music is fantastic. It's classic feel with a modern twist. I love it. I am surprised though that, you know, there's albums on Spotify called Distant Worlds, and it's all Final Fantasy music orchestrated, and it's a fantastic setup. So I'm not sure why they didn't use some of those, but I guess they just wanted to, you know, do it up in their own way, and I'm loving it. It's just, it feels classic to me, but still has a modern sound. It's great. Every character has a unique ability which you can activate with triangle. With Cloud's mode shift ability, you can switch between his balance operator mode and his attack-oriented Punisher mode. Well, I already figured that part out.
We can take it! Make it right!
In Punisher mode, Cloud moves more slowly, but Square unleashes a more powerful attack than usual. In addition, Cloud launches a counterblow every time he guards against an enemy's melee attack. He cannot, however, guard against ranged attacks or magic. When you evade such attacks, you will switch back to operator mode. Okay, so Punisher mode's kind of like a stationary thing. Be sure to use potions and healing spells when to regenerate HP, because the game ends when all party members reach 0.
You've got this.
Commands, items, potion. I was wondering where my stats were. I didn't even bother to look at the bottom.
No holding back.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So if you hit, I think if you hit circle multiple times in a row, he does a nice little flip there. And of course, I can use potions outside of combat. This is something I'm used to, though, in the modern games where your health just is given back to you when you're out of combat. I'm not used to just having your health stay the same even out of combat. That's just
I got this place covered.
weirdly different to me, even though it's been done in the past.
Simmer down, hotshot.
Simmer down. So you don't want me to kill people anymore?
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Careful in there. Well, what are you waiting for?
So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Tifa and I...
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Our lives are on the line now. You listening, Merc? One false move, and that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
I think Jesse likes him. I will say this though, Barrett, bit over the top. I mean, they're trying to match what he was in the original, but it's like, I don't know. You got Cloud, who's like, he's the stoic, emotional or emotionless character, and Barrett is just like, he's the compensation for the lack of emotion from Cloud. He just overdoes it, and it just seems ridiculous. But I guess that's the point. That's what they were going for. Barrett specializes in ranged attacks. Holding down square releases a sustained burst of automatic fire when equipped with a ranged weapon. Barrett can fire from safe locations and hit enemies that Cloud cannot reach with his sword.
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun go to work. These tin cans ain't got nothing on me.
Okay, well. Gotta recognize a pattern here, and I don't know if I can. That's pretty cool, though. He's got got a nice little shot at the end there. Press triangle while in control of Barrett to deliver a heavy-hitting attack that fills a large portion of his ATB gauge. Once unleashed, it takes a long time to recharge his attack. Pressing triangle, however, will speed up the process.
Bring it.
Now for the real show.
Ooh, I like it. This is where you gotta have the old school way to do things. Oh, maybe I don't have to keep pushing it. Oh, I ruined it there. Never mind. I thought you had to like rapidly push triangle to keep, to recharge it. Ah, that was beautiful. I love the explosions. You could switch to different characters depending on the battle situation. You can also stick with the same character and issue orders to party allies. Use up or down or left and right to switch characters. Use L2 and R2 to issue commands to allies. Alright, I'm just gonna stick with Cloud. I like how they're having a conversation in the middle of battle, kind of just egging each other on. Alright, so that would be Barrett, abilities, and then focus shot.
You got that?
Ooh, look at that. Nice shot.
Sure you could.
This is the wrong way. That's going back that way. So, I'm liking this. I'm really enjoying this. A lot of people are being blown away by it. I'm certainly enjoying what I'm playing here.
Security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
But I'm still...
Timing of the lasers. Then make a move when they sight
I'm
them off.
still really kind of just turned off to the idea that they're going to release it in episodes. Now, if...
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
Oh yeah, she likes him, alright. You can move around outside of battle more quickly by holding R1 or R2 to dash. Or you can press L3 once to keep dashing until you stop moving. Ah, see, I thought there might have been like a sprint move. Hey! Cardboard boxes. Oh, that was close. That was close. There we go, some boxes here. Alright, got a couple things there. Good, good.
Okay, let's see what's up next. And
She's really cheerful for, being in such a combat situation.
pretty easy, right?
Combat-ish. Oh.
Nice job, Cloud.
Boy, she's really motivational. Now she's offsetting the little tension between Barrett and Cloud.
That's over with. And we're almost at our objective.
Now she's being played by Erica Lindbeck. I'm not really familiar with her either.
They don't call those things sweepers for nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
She was in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Okay, so we got big guy here.
We can take this hunk of junk.
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in, we die.
Is that right?
We need to hit it with magic.
No, I keep doing that. I'm thinking Final Fantasy 15 here and hitting circle. Alright, we're gonna go with Braver on the sweeper. Hitting enemies with certain attacks or dealing large amounts of damage will temporarily knock them off balance, and pressured will appear underneath their gauge. When this happens, pelt them with spells and abilities to quickly fill their stagger gauge under their life bar. So they basically took their system from Final Fantasy 13 and brought it over here, because that's exactly how you staggered your opponents in Final Fantasy 13 as well. You'd hit them a little bit, but magic was the primary way to stagger them quickly. And then you'd use physical attacks to do the majority of the damage after they were staggered. I find that interesting. As well, you can stagger them. The gauge fills faster depending on the abilities and magic used, as well as the foe's vulnerabilities. Find the most effective attack to quickly finish off each enemy. Now, of course, with a mechanical enemy, generally, lightning is is the best option. It looks like she was also in the woman who's playing Jessie. She was also in Spider-Man. She played Black Cat. So she's got some chops under her. All right, let's try this.
Hey, stop moving!
Let's pin it down. Give it all you've got.
Spells. I only have fire though, so.
Of course. It just had to get back up.
So we knock it down again. No time to complain.
Let's see. Potion.
Okay. Whatever.
There you go. All right, so the ATB gauge actually fills pretty quickly. Let's use a spell.
No escape. Here we go.
Now it's staggered. There we go. Enemies who've been staggered are defenseless and take more damage. Using unique abilities on a staggered foe will quickly boost your ATB gauge. Boost your ATB gauge quickly so you can unleash more abilities and spells.
Now's our chance. Go.
Don't need to tell me twice.
And then we're just gonna go Braver on this guy. Nice, strong attack. It's gonna keep going. One last Braver. Here we go. Boom. Again, love the particles. They're so good to look at.
What are you, 20-something?
First. Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
What the hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Guess that makes you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
Oh my god. This guy. You got jokes now, huh, Barrett? So blocking definitely filled the gauge really quick. So you're going to want to do that.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom. Let's get down there.
I can just see this game. I wonder if they're going to use HDR. I really do. Because if they are, that's going to be amazing to look at. The lighting's going to be so much better. Now, obviously, I don't know for a fact. It might already be in the demo. But from the main menu, you can view inventory, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, they give you an option to buy the game. But you got gameplay, camera controls, and audio, and that's it. There's no graphics options or anything like that, or video options. And I don't know. I think this game would look fantastic with HDR, and hopefully they implement it.
It's pounding like a jackhammer.
Scared, huh?
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
Now, obviously, I can adjust the audio. It looks like you can adjust it separately. Music, SFX, or sound effects, and speech, of course. I just feel like the music is far significantly more loud than, or louder, more loud. What am I, freaking two? Louder than the speech. So, oh, I was hoping that I could go that way and explore. That's a bit of a bummer. It actually kind of stops you from just wandering around a little bit. But I guess they just want you to go through the demo. So yeah, the music just sounds significantly louder than the dialogue. And it really should be balanced a little bit better than that. But yeah, I mean, obviously I can still hear them. They've got subtitles on, so really not that big a deal, but it's still like... So, oh. Depending on where they are, whether they're on the ground or in the air. No, okay. So, holding square, obviously, gives you... Let's do a focus shot. Holding square gives you a different attack than pressing square constantly, which is pretty cool. I mean, they did say that if you hold square, you do like a sweeping motion that can hit multiple enemies, but it's also, if you just keep holding it, it's a different combination altogether, which is pretty cool. I like that.
We sink right down to the bottom, to the planet's core. No.
And I imagine that there's different combos between pushing and holding square as well. It certainly seems like it. Ow. Oop, didn't want to do that. I'm hitting X thinking I'm going to be able to jump. But it, again, very classic thing for an RPG, which is not jumping. I mean, 13 was the first time jumping was introduced. And it's kind of a normal thing now, but in Final Fantasy VII it did not exist. So it's kind of odd not to have a jumping button. I'm okay with that though. There's no need to jump. That ghosting is so obvious.
Let's do this.
The ghosting effect that I'm getting off of those railings is super distracting. His hair is distracting too.
All right, let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job! What's wrong?
I'm fine. What about the timer?
Your call, Merc.
I'm gonna set it to 20 minutes. It's not that hard.
Pretty cocky, ain't you? You double-crossing!
Heads up!
What in the hell? Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
Huh. No other option, huh?
Ah. Alright, gotta go with potion. Gotta get myself healed up. This is such a classic enemy to fight. Oh.
Should I be worried? We barely scratched the damn thing.
Didn't I tell you to use magic?
Thought you were full of shit.
Think whatever you want. Just do it.
Well, I'd like to tell him to use magic, but I can't seem to do that. Alright, this is crazy. There we go. He was in the middle of something. He's also got cure.
Hell yeah! You see the damage I did?
Keep it up.
I love the improvement on the theme. Right, again, he's in the middle of something, so it's kind of.
Let's do this. Okay.
All right, he's pressured.
Damn it.
Not a whole lot I can do against that. I'm switching over to this guy. I'm switching over to Barrett because it just seems like he's not doing much.
Now, why you gotta pick on me?
Oh! Some enemies will occasionally bind your party members with unbreakable attacks or unblockable attacks. If your character is bound and unable to act, quickly switch to a different character.
Get off! Don't just stand there. Help me out, damn it!
Well, I tried. I'm not entirely sure how I was supposed to get him out of that. Alright. Whoop. Is this the tail thing? Oh, he just went over to the other spot.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Thought you were the expert.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius?
There's not a whole lot I can do against that. Okay. So
Find a way.
let's try the spells. Field generator. There we go.
That didn't work either. There! Attack it from the rear.
Aye, soldier boy. Show me what you got.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. All right. Thought I had it.
Gotta heal up.
Abilities, braver, field generator. Oh, that was a wasted attack.
Okay.
Gotta roll around here.
Adapt.
Oh, that's bad. Ow. Spells cure me. Got it. There we go.
Hit it hard and fast.
Oh, you're in for it now.
Just shoot. Don't overdo it.
It's my time to shine.
Or go down in flames.
Spells thunder. Damn it.
Damn pain in the ass.
Tell me about it. Oh, I'm out of MP. Alright. Well, then that means I'm gonna have to use an ether.
Enough with all the barriers.
Again, there's really not a whole lot I can do to avoid that, it seems.
Could keep going if I heal up.
Cure on me.
Ain't done yet.
This is a hard fight. I gotta say, they really made this difficult. Potion. Would love to use a potion.
'Cause I don't. Could keep going if I heal up.
I hear you. Jeez. Spells, thunder. Oh, that was a waste.
Didn't work.
That was a waste. All right. Cloud, excuse me, Cloud is just a lot faster. Not with that though. Potion.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon. What are you doing?
Sure am glad I paid you a fortune and then some.
You ain't paid me yet.
Ah. Up. Up. Ra-ta-ta-ta. I'm trying to concentrate. I know I'm not really saying much right now. I'm trying to not look stupid, but I still look pretty stupid.
Focus and find a way.
Got it. Spells, thunder. Taking damage to staggering enemies fills your limit gauge. When the gauge is full, you can use limit breaks, which are extremely powerful attacks. You do not need to spend ATB gauge to use these attacks. Ow.
No more playing nice.
Let's do it.
Heal up and regroup. You're as good as dead.
Dude, classic. Cross slash. Man, he's got a lot of health. The original fight was a lot easier than this, trust me. I did not have this much of a problem.
Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit.
Oh, here we go with this laser. Okay.
So, what do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
Yeah, see the
Now, before it fires again. Let's go.
all right, spells, thunder, do it. Ether, Barret. Hup. Ah, man, it's so quick. It's so quick.
Need to do something about these wounds.
I was absolutely out of that. Boy, you gotta be, you know, pixel perfect there. Dude.
Find an opening.
Where? Thank you. So he needs an ATB gauge to use lightning as well?
I see it.
Then take cover already.
I thought it was separate, because he had, if he's got the MP, then it should be separate.
Strike now before it fires again.
Abilities. Yeah, I'm not entirely
Heal up
sure.
and regroup.
Whoa, he kind of just jumped right on me. Okay.
I'm waiting. Incoming. Take cover.
There's really no other option?
Want to get shot? Be my guest. Now, go.
Oh, he's got full health. He's fine. Oh.
Need to do something about these wounds.
I'm gonna end up using all my potions on this fight. Come on, Barret, you suck, man.
Here comes the laser.
I know. All I gotta do is hide, right?
If you know, then do it.
Spells, thunder.
Now,
Go!
There we go. All right. He's not dead yet.
Oh, hell! What's it doing now?
An auto repair unit. Damn it. We gotta take it out quick or we're screwed.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Merc. When I get my chance, I'm gonna blow this bastard the hell up. And that's a promise.
Oh, no. Hold on. There we go. Got it.
Down goes another. Oh, you in for it now.
No limit break on this one. Come on. Boom, 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 boom. Got it. Wow, that was a hard fight. They really made this one difficult.
Shit, the bomb.
20 minutes until detonation.
Huh, you hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've got to move.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold off here. I think you guys know what's gonna happen next. We're already at an hour, and I don't want to make the video too long because I'm sure that was a absolute pain to watch. I did not expect it to be that much more difficult than the original. The original is very straightforward, very obvious of what happens. This one was definitely a challenge to dodge those missiles. I couldn't figure that out, if you even can. It certainly seems as though they've put a lot of emphasis on you switching characters in order to compensate for the particular situation that you're in. Barrett's got the spell Thunder, so you want to make sure that you're probably using him most of the time, I'm guessing. You probably want to be using him most of the time. And I kind of wish I used him for the limit break because I wanted to see, I believe it was called Big Shot, is his original limit break. So, but, that'll be for another playthrough of this. But I'm blown away. This is fantastic. I love the explosions. I love the consistent damage that you see happening to the machine. The gameplay is super smooth. It's super responsive. The graphics are gorgeous. I love Unreal Engine 4. It makes games look so good. I'm hoping that they do kind of fine-tune the anti-aliasing a little bit. Maybe change the anti-aliasing method that they are going to use. I doubt they're going to, but I hope they do. If they don't, then hopefully they refine it. The per object motion blur, it just looks so good. There's no camera motion blur. I didn't notice any anyway. And if it's there, it's really subtle. So I'm happy that they did away with camera motion blur because camera motion blur is awful. The music is amazing. It just it feels like Final Fantasy VII, but newer, and I love it. The dialogue that happens between the characters, even while you're in battle, that's awesome. I'm so happy that they were able to, kind of modernize that a little bit. Obviously, it never happened in the previous game, or in the original game, because it was very rigid. It was very, tuned in to, being very stagnant. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It basically was set in its ways, whereas this one is very free flowing. The combat is very, very much in your hands. So I'm really enjoying that, and I love the fact every voice actor is doing perfectly. They're doing what they're supposed to. Again, Barrett's quite a bit over the top. But I think that's the point. It's, like I said, it's to offset Cloud's lack of emotion or lack of caring. And then you got Jesse, who's very bubbly and very kind and very sweet, who's kind of like trying to break the tension between the two. But I can't wait for this game to come out. Like I said, the first part drops on April 10th this year. If you haven't downloaded this demo yet, please do so if you got a PlayStation 4. I am, of course, playing on a PlayStation 4 Pro, but I am not playing in 4K. I'm playing at 1080p because I'm at my desk. If I was at my 4K TV, that'd be a different story. But I don't have a 4K capture card. You are seeing this in 4K, but it's up-res, so, you know, it's not true 4K. It's just so it looks better on YouTube. Overall, huge thumbs up. Love this demo. Great first impression. It's fantastic to play. So if you have a PS4, download it now. It's obviously free. And see for yourself. Experience it for yourself, and, you know, obviously finish it up for yourself if you want. I'm going to finish it up after I am done talking here. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. I can't wait for this game, and I hope my first impression here was not too bad, because that fight was pretty atrocious. I will not... I don't have any excuse for being that bad at that fight. And if you're interested, give it a thumbs up. If you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm Adam Wolf. This is Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I'll see you guys in the next one.